How do you feel? I want to get feedback. Yeah, Paul.
Ah, it all depends, Sha. If the futures is under the one you've already listed that you plan to bring up later in the future, whether could have, must have, or wouldn't have, it all depends. So, but if it's such a future that you don't even have in mind and you've not even listed it out in any of the plans that this one is must have, could have, or wouldn't have, someone will feel bad though that we have to start all over again. The work has to be restarted. So it's a going back
So
work. Like someone is going
okay,
back to the basis.
okay. Ruth Fashion is saying frustrating. I think someone also is raising up their hand. His or her hand. Is there any other person? Paul, thank you. Thank you for that. But that going back, I will not. Maybe we'll answer that later. Josephine is raising up her hand. How will you feel? Your emotion. I care about your emotion now. How will you feel? Josephine, please unmute yourself.
Frustrating.
Okay.
Frustrating. Like really, it's going to be really frustrating.
So how will you show your frustration?
I'm working in a startup, right? Yes. I'm working in a startup, right? And I think we're working on a particular product. Then only for my boss to come and then he was like, oh, someone said that they wanted this on the product, right? After it was in process, they've done everything, the designers, the developers. So he came out like, because my boss is a developer on his own. So he came out like, oh, okay, I'm a developer, so we can make anything possible. So he did not even care about us that we're trying to like get other things, the features that are already being developed. He didn't care about that. He just came. He was like, okay, let's redo this and stuff, because he really needed the money so bad. It was really frustrating. That's just what I have to say. I'm a PM. I'm a product manager. But I was doing I was acting as a product manager before I got into product management training. So like it was frustrating for me. I wasn't a product manager then, no, but it was frustrating.
Yeah. Thank you for that feedback. So when you have a developer as your product owner, or as your CEO, or so that's another side to it. So I once have one, so I can actually feel your pain, because he has the vision of how the app will look like, and if he doesn't communicate it in time, there'll be a different thing. So I feel your pain. So it can be frustrating. That memes was not just people are dancing, but it can actually it can make you have insomnia, so you start having sleepless nights. It can drive you so it can actually drive you crazy. It can make you, it can cost low self esteem, yeah. So if you can still hear me.
Yeah, your network is breaking, but we can hear you now.
Okay. So what we'll be doing today is how to manage ourselves and also to manage stakeholders. So first, we need to describe who a stakeholder is, understand interest and influence, then apply different tactics of engaging stakeholders, and how to productively engage stakeholders. Productively, you can engage them, you can actually engage them and not be productive with the engagement. So how can we productively engage stakeholders? And don't forget that the focus is on a new PM. So as a new PM, for you to be able to get this stability in your new career path, you actually need stakeholders. So you need stakeholders. We'll actually talk about different type of stakeholders, but you need stakeholders because these are the guys that will get your first, probably it's your first PM role or it's your internship, you understand? So you need this platform to actually, one, to update your CV that you've handled a product, two, to actually build relationship for the next level for your career. So you can see how important it is looking looking at it from your own point of view, from your own benefits. So it's, there's a different thing if an intermediate product manager, I am in a group where we have intermediate product manager. In fact, when they say some things, we can decide that, a stakeholder has decided to do something to us, and you can decide to resign because you know that you know what you carry. So you can decide to resign because you know that you have 2-3 others offer, or you have a side gig that you can fall back on. But as a new PM, the focus is that you need this first opportunity to explore, to bring you've learned, you've trained, or you're still in training, and you need to really validate what you are capable of doing. So the stakeholders to you they are resources that you cannot just mismanage. They are human resources. They are currency that you need to invest in, intentionally. You need to invest in them intentionally so that they can be a leverage. You can leverage on them. You can leverage on them for your next level of career. So now, stakeholders. Who are stakeholders, or how can you describe a stakeholder? Those who are affected by the project or product. So why I am adding project is that most of us, when we are training as new PM, the examples of products most of us deals with is B2C, business to customer. So you can, while you're having your training, you can, we can have a product here down talking about maybe OPay, maybe OPay, maybe Bolt, maybe Uber, you get. But there are times that you have this opportunity to come on a product that won't be B2C, that might just be something like maybe a CRM, a customized CRM, or maybe an enterprise resource planning product that will just be a product designed to enhance business process and operations. Do you get? So it will be like, okay, you're on that product for a certain period of time, you're developing that product, and you are handing it over. You're handing it over to the said clients, and they will continue the maintenance and like that. So it's of two. So it can be a project that you just develop the product and you hand it over to the clients, and they will continue. So you might not need to track aftermath of the product. It might just be, they are maintaining it, and if there's any issue, they'll fall back to you guys, maybe to just work around the development phases. So that's why I'm saying that those who are affected by the projects and products. So So now, if we're talking about if you're talking about enterprise resource planning products, like yeah. So now those who are affected by the product means that those that will be using the product, that's such it that those that will be maybe the staff that it will improve their operations, you know, that will improve their business processes. So remember, those guys, they are stakeholders. Those who have influence or power over the projects and products. So when we talk about those who have influence or power over the projects or products, so those that can decide that this product, we will stop it when they tell you that, or we will discontinue this project. So it might actually be power in terms of financial power, and it might be in terms of policy, in terms of they have the maybe when you talk about, yes, power can be financial power, influence, connection. So they have the say, you know, they have the influence to either say this project we will continue with it regardless of what another person is saying. So we have this set of people that they have the influence or power over the project and product. So also stakeholders can be those that have interest in this, in the successful and or unsuccessful conclusion. So there might be people that actually want the project or product to be successful, and there will actually be people, I'm telling you, identity, that actually want the project to be unsuccessful. So they want it unsuccessful, not because they are actually a difficult person, but history, maybe they've been with the company, maybe they have set of vendors that they want them to come in for the project or for the product. They have their person, or maybe they've submitted even the role that you are as as a new product manager. Maybe they've actually brought somebody better than you in, you know, and maybe something happened and the person left. So if you are successful with the products, it will make them feel that whoever they brought in, you know, maybe such person is not competent. So they want you to be unsuccessful with the product. So that's how it's you know, workplace is something else. When you talk about stakeholders and you talk about workplace politics, you know, so it's not far from each other. So they want, some who want it successful, some who want it unsuccessful. They are interested in unsuccessful conclusion of the product. Some are interested in successful conclusion of the product. So as a product manager, you must be at alert, you know, when you come in and you are asking question. I usually tell my students that when you come in on a product, either the product is starting from the scratch, or you're joining in between the products, in between the development of the product, always ask question. Product management is about asking question. Ask about the history. I will tell you a good example of how I came in as a new product manager. So you need to ask question. Oh, question, how did they came about the idea? Who are those that have worked on the idea? What happened? You know, you keep asking, you know, you say, what happened? This person was on it from social time to social time. What happened? You know, you begin to ask questions. Don't ask the top management question alone. Try and even ask someone that seems below you, maybe somebody that, maybe the admin, you understand, maybe the admin, maybe the clerk, you know, just be curious to know about who is who, because the most influential person might not appear as an influential person. That's it. Even the person that wants it unsuccessful might not show up as if he or she actually wants the product unsuccessful. So even the person that wants successful might not even show to you. You understand? So, but you need to ask questions, read body language, check history, build relationship. Yeah, build the relationship, and don't be too attached. Don't be too attached, and they'll know that, oh, you're moving with the most influential person, and this other person, when if this someone that is below wants to tell you something, they feel like if they actually confide something in you now, you will not maybe your body language is too close not to be able to accommodate whatever whatever staff that is below you, or that's your of same cadre, so you just you need to have a open body language. So when we talk about interest, managing stakeholder is all about psychology. That's just the truth of the matter. Yes, are there theories to it? Yes. When I was preparing for this, I was just laughing. If I come to you with theories, we have this is this salient model of managing stakeholders. We have interest, influence, greed. We have all these. We have theories to it, but to be honest, theories on paper is quite different from the reality when practicing. So I'd rather come bare with what it is in practicing, compared to now saying that, oh, we have selling model, oh, power versus influence, or power versus interest. The person that has interest, the person that has this power, like that. Yes, those theories, they are quite good, but it's good to come here and let's tell ourselves the truth. So interest is a feeling of liking associated with a reaction. Either it's an actual or imagined to a specific thing or situation. So it means that interest, when you talk about interest, so it's not what you can actually see labeled on someone. It's a feeling that is associated to a reaction. So whoever that is interested in the successful conclusion of the product is due to he or she likening to a reaction, like, okay, if this is successful, this is what it will be to him, or this is what will be to her, and this other person that wants it unsuccessful or that can stop it, you understand, as they have interest, and everybody is entitled to their interest. You can't change, you can't change, I won't say you can't change, but I think you can influence people's interest, but everyone is entitled to their interest. So remember when we started, I said those who have influence or power and those who have interest in interest. So I want to focus on influence and interest. So we've defined interest, saying that it's a feeling. So that feeling can be actual or it can be imagined. So it can be actual, the way they feel, like, oh, the way I feel about this project, this is how it is. And it can be imagined that, oh, I don't just want this thing to go this way. I don't just want this thing to go this way, due to whatever they feel, the information they have as at the time they are feeling the way they are feeling. So influence now can be defined as ability to have effects on someone or something. So now, don't forget that stakeholders, what defines a stakeholder is their interest. That, oh, this project will affect me positively or negatively. Is either you developing this product. It's by the time you're done developing this product, don't forget that most of our work is digital products. By the time you guys are done developing this product, I might be out of job. So you get, or by the time you guys done developing these products, all the leakages where I'm making money, you understand, it will be discovered. Or by the time you guys are done with these products, I will have to go and read more so that I can be digitally inclined, or tech savvy. So you can see that. So this for this reason, so people begin to react either to the success of the product, or to the other side of the product, and even to the senior management, you know. So it might be that, oh, we are afraid if actually we launch this product, are we going to get funding? Are we? So there are other things that they are looking at. Do we have existing team that can deliver this product? So I was with one of my clients, and you know, the CEO was just telling me that, oh, Seun, I'm not confident in the team that I have, the existing team that I have, because there's a vision in my heart and I'm afraid that they can't deliver it. So is this is a man that's been in business for over 20 years. You understand? He's just saying that I'm not confident. So the senior management too, they have their fear. The down how will I call it, the subordinates, they have everybody have their own fear. So how can you influence those people to cause a reaction in them, a positive reaction that will give you a soft. Okay, sorry, I'm actually reading your chat. Okay, I don't want to be talking. Okay, interesting. This sounded so much like office politics. Yes, it's stakeholders management and office politics is not, they are not far from each other. If you can manage a stakeholder very well, or if you can manage stakeholders very well, you'll be successful in office politics. That's the truth of the matter. So now, so with everyone's fear, they are not telling you, but maybe they have colleagues that they tell themselves their fears. How do you now cause positive reaction in such that you know that this is your first job, this is your first product, you understand, and you need this to be successful. To be successful means that, okay, you, even if the product, to be honest, yes, I'm a product manager, not all product that I've managed they've actually seen the light of the day. You get, some are still in the shelf, but you know, and before we decided to hands off, there's an agreement. We came to a conclusion that, oh, this for this social reason, which you know is beyond you, you understand, but let it not be that it is due to your incompetency, you know, that you can't manage this. That's the reason why maybe the product didn't see the light of the day. You get, let it be that, oh, maybe they have to say, oh, Mary Jane, we noticed that you tried your best, but for these certain decisions, you know, that is beyond you, we want to put a stop to it, or we want to pause this, or we want to go on in this direction. You understand? Let it be that, oh, it's that point, not that you not you being not you experiencing emotional outburst, or consistent arguments, or disagreements over, you know, you can be frustrated and little things, you just begin to react unnecessarily. You know, you begin to say, oh, this person, you cannot work with this person. So let it be that you've been able to manage your emotions, and you've been able to register your name in their hearts, in such that they will tell you, oh, even if I have a next project, or there's a new project that is coming that we want you to be the next product manager, let it be that you gain that recommendation, even if the product is not seeing the light of the day. But if you're successful to deliver the product to market, let it be that, wow, despite all the challenges, if Oluwa, you know, was able to take it through, and here we are. So I want you to have that mindset. Don't beat yourself too hard in case it didn't work out, but make sure that you earn that recommendation, that you someone can actually refer you for another opportunity. So now, how do you cause these reactions? How do you cause to cause the reaction in someone. How do you do that? How do you do that? So you need to understand the direction of influence. The direction of influence. So in my previous slide, so we have the outward influence, inward influence, upward influence, downward influence. So the way you are going to influence the way you will do your upward influence is different from your inward influence. The way you are going to influence the stakeholder outwardly, there are stakeholders. Let me go to so that you understand it better. So you can see we have the customer and vendors. They belong to the outward stakeholders. We have the senior management, investor, product owner, CEOs. So they are the upward stakeholders. We have the development team, say the designer, the developers, or those guys that you're working with as the downward stakeholders. They are downward stakeholders. Then we have the functional managers. I call them functional manager in a well-established product team. It is expected that you work with sales manager, you work with marketing manager, depending on how big is your team. But there will always be functional managers that they will need to work with you on the product you have at hand. So the way you're going to treat them is different. So the way you will influence them is different. The way you're going to influence senior management is different. The way you're going to influence developers and your development team is different. So you need to understand this direction of influence. Once you understand this direction of influence, oh, okay, where should I place this? And it is an asking question. Where should I place this person? Oh, this person is at the senior management. See, even some of the functional managers, when you are new, they will try to prove to you that they are part of senior management. I'll tell you story. Like I will tell you, they'll try to say, you. so I think let me start my personal journey. So I accidentally came into product management. I tell people it's by accident. Like I got a job from LinkedIn to be a marketing manager for a product that is once in the market but back to the shelf, and as a marketing manager, so I came in, I was thinking that the product is ready, since I was told that it was once. I even saw it on Play Store myself, only for me to go for the interview, and I was told that, oh, they've withdrawn it from the market and they need to work on it. That I should go through it. What are my suggestions? As a layman product manager. So I was just throwing ideas, throwing strategy. I did the interview for 9 months. COVID contributed to it, and so when I came in, I started attending developers meeting now, stand up and meetings like that. And they were speaking languages that I don't understand. So I had to seek counsel, and I started my product school. But when I started, I had issues with stakeholders management. So the functional managers that to help me with the products, they begin to tell me that, Sheung, see, you are reporting to us. So, you are reporting to us. Instead of us to sit down, brainstorm together, they won't be available for that. They will just call me for reporting, and and they start frustrating me. That's just the summary of it. So they start frustrating me, and I think in a bit to know what is happening, I start asking question. I asked my then CEO is a software engineer. So I had to ask him, sir, where did you get this? So later I got to know that his wife his wife also is a stakeholder because the idea originated from his wife and the wife is interested in the product. But the last person that managed the product cut his wife off the product. And so on its own, the wife, the product got stuck. Is a fashion product and the wife is a fashion designer. So, you are not a fashion designer. You need a fashion designer to contribute to the development of the product. But, she was left behind. Nobody was, due to, I don't know the reason why they had that issues. So I had to pick up the relationship, build it. So, and that wife, she's an upward person because whatever the way she feels, she'll communicate with the husband. You understand? So when I decided to discuss with her, she just say, you are the new person. Who told you to come and meet me? You understand? And I said, after asking your husband, so that he got the ideas from you, and I feel that for me to move on, I need to communicate with you. And to be honest, every contact that I got on that product, I'll say most of the success that I got on that product, she helped me because she was connecting me with fashion designers, because then I had to learn about fashion illustrator. I need to learn about different things in the fashion world. She was connecting me. You get? So asking question to actually know where to place your stakeholders, it's critical. You need to ask questions so that you can actually build that relationship. So let's quickly run through ways to engage stakeholders. So we have logic. So once you identify these stakeholders, that this person, you're placing it on the upward stakeholders, so you know that you're going to influence this person and through upward with an upward influence. So you need to now look at it that, okay, would this person be interested in using data, facts, logical arguments in presenting a position or point of view? So if the person is a logic person, you need, if you're not logical, then you need to learn to be logical when you are having discussion with such person. I met, still on the on one of my projects. In fact, I've not seen someone that is so brilliant like that. Like, and when you say baby boomers, and he's very brilliant, but he's not a techie person. In fact, the man, he will take you around from economics to business to medical to this to that. So he's such a logical person, and most of the senior managers, senior management stakeholders, they believe, some of them, you need to use facts, data, logical argument to present a position or point of view on your product. So you can also engage stakeholders with legitimate power, exerting power as part of a person's position on authority. So this, you need to be very careful while using legitimate power. It's not even advisable, but especially when you are dealing with vendors, if your product depends on certain vendor to supply some resources, you might need to, and maybe they are not meeting up with timeline, you might just have to use your legitimate power, especially for vendors and development team. But try to be careful while you are exerting this power so that you won't destroy relationship. Coercion. This entails exerting influence through the threat of negative consequence. So legitimate power and coercion too. You need to be very careful too in using that. You need to be very careful in using in using these ways of engaging. So this last four, I will advise you. I've used the previous one, but this legitimate power and question, but no, not often. It should be a point where you know that, oh, this thing is going beyond you, and you need to really to save the situation. So you just need to, but the proper way, you know, I would say the proper or the most productive way that stakeholders will respond to, especially the downward stakeholders and the inward stakeholders. Don't forget, inward stakeholders, they are your colleague. We call them colleague. I call them colleague. Sales manager. You're a product manager, is a sales manager, is a marketing manager. You are on same cadre. Don't feel that, oh, you are the one on this product and you want to. So your inward stakeholders and your downward stakeholders, you need to use an approach called affective approach. Means that you're focusing on your belief, emotions, and value due to past experience. So most times these downward guys and inward guys, they need a role model. You understand? Once you show yourself that you're dedicated to this product is like your life. You understand that? So the success of this product is your own success, and the way you put your emotion and beliefs into that product, some of them will just adjust themselves. So they'll just say, oh, this girl. So it's like through your ways of life, through your behavior, you are affecting your inward and downward stakeholders. So personal appeals so means that you are influencing others based on leveraging a personal relationship. I saw someone on this call. But I just hope you are still on this call, Sha. Okay, so personal appeal. You can't work in my team and I won't know one or two things about you. It might not be so deep, but man, I'm going to call you out individually. I'll call you to know where you are, you know, except if you're, you know, I'm going to share response to engagement. I'm going to share it with you after now. But you know, it's very difficult to extend the hand of friendship to people and they will not accept it, except if there's something else, you know. But when you try to say, oh, let's put this work aside, you know, let's put work aside, let's talk. So when you use this personal appeal and build relationship with customer, functional managers, development team, vendors, you know, you might not want to an upward stakeholder will not respond to personal relationship, except if such person wants to build it with you. So you can't be cuddling for personal relationship with senior management. They will be looking at you. But you know, cross-functional, you know, functional manager, sales manager, guy, let's put work aside. Alpha, how are you? Where are you in your career? What are your aspirations? What's the, you know, and saying that, oh, in case if I have something better, I can connect you, or side gigs. And so when you extend that personal appeal to influence others, you know, people tend to respond to it. You know, building products can be so emotional draining. So when you extend that relationship, people respond to it. Consultation. This is when you seek to influence someone by going through a third party for assistance in exerting influence. So this consultation, you need to also consultation. You can actually apply consultation to senior management, because most of the senior managers, they have one or two person that they are interested in your circle of influence. You understand? They just, you know, they talk to that person, maybe because they brought the person in, or they have control over that person, or maybe they are mentor to that person. So you can actually consult such person to have a discussion on your behalf with such senior manager. You know, you can even use consultation for functional managers too, once they are responding once their response is showing a kind of resistance when you try to extend personal relationship to them. So ingratiation, this is flattery or influence based upon a person's ego, used when necessary. Don't mind me. So for me, before now, I used to be this former person, very straightforward person. I'm still a straightforward person, don't mind me. But when you understudy your stakeholders and you notice that they love flattering, please flatter them. Chas, I cite you. Thank you for coming. So when they need flattery, please flatter them, especially senior managers. It is not you're not doing it. Sorry, I said it's not different from workplace politics. So I have this stakeholder that you don't, even if he's doing what is wrong, you don't say the truth to his face. You understand? So you need to use I tried it once, and man, it scattered everything. So it was my team that helped me build the relationship back. So and I noticed that this person needs ingratiation. So you do a lot of flattering. If that person loves clubbing, you need to look into their personal life, maybe clubbing, or maybe they love a particular sports club. Maybe they belong to this this club, this football club, and like that. If they are watching their match that day, make sure you watch the match and know what is happening in that match. If you know that such is club, is football club, they run at a loss in that club, don't bring football. Don't come and be so excited in the meeting the next day, and you will be in the meeting. Don't raise it. Don't now be saying that the football club that played against them and that won, you now be. I've seen people lost business due to that. So if you need to show sympathy and say, on the day they won, drop it in the group or in the Slack channel and say, oh, Kiniko, do it. You understand? Do it, because it's a way. You need to just help them with that ego, manage them. You can't say you break them. You don't break people. Help them, because most of those guys, they have power and influence, to end the project or to say the product will go successful. Oh, so I'm running out of time. So how did they react to these ways of engaging them? So I told you might actually extend hands of personal relationship, and there will be a resistance. So always expect a reaction, a resistance, that despite maybe flattery, there might still be resistance. And also you might be asking questions and you meet the stakeholders, maybe one of your functional managers, or even part of your development team that was handed over to you, and they will just tell you that they are not aware. Maybe they are not aware of the product documentation or the idea or the stage at which they are in the product. Maybe you join them. You just notice that they are neutral and they are not aware. Some of these stakeholders, either the downward or the inward, most especially, some are keeping that job because of the income. They are no longer passionate about what they are doing. And now you that you are a new product manager, you are coming with a lot of passion, a lot of drive. So you might just get this reaction that they are not aware, or they are neutral. Either it's successful, it's not successful, it's none of their business. It's just for them to be getting their money. So you need to you don't be shocked when you meet resistance. Don't be shocked when you notice that they are unaware. Like I told you about my boss wife. he just told me that, oh, so you are the new person. So she's not even aware that there's a recruitment going on or somebody new as actually. I had to approach her myself, you know. So I think I met another guy on that project too. The guy was once their digital marketing support guy. The guy, she said, the guy just told me, I saw somebody new. I don't know you're coming on this project. So that is on our way. So you need to now reintroduce yourself. You need to reintroduce yourself for those that are unaware of what you're doing. Introduce yourself and say, oh, this is what is happening. Can you provide a support or this, you know, or you can even throw a relationship to them, extend personal relationship and check on them to know what is happening with them. For resistance, you can just change your ways of engaging with them, you know, to say, okay, if is resisting personal relationship, you can try consultation, or you can try ingratulation, or you can just try affective, you know. So, and the other reaction you get when you're engaging with stakeholders is that you can get the reaction of supporting. You know, you can you especially when you meet a yellow person. So talking about yellow, talking about emotional intelligence, because in this reaction, a red person in emotional intelligence can be resistant. Just they want to prove to you that you actually met them here and like that. So a yellow person can be supporting, why a blue person can be neutral. They are very cool. If you don't tell them, if you don't call them and tell them this is what is happening with the product, they will not tell you anything. They won't discuss with you. They're just saying good morning, good morning. Do you understand? So a green person can be supportive, a yellow person can be a yellow personality can be supportive. You know, they will be the ones, oh, you're new, I'm just seeing you first time. You know, they will extend that relationship, relationship opportunity, try and engage with them. They can be very funny too. They can connect with you faster and disconnect with you faster. So that's yellow for you. But green can be very supportive. Then be careful while you're gaining support from these guys, from your stakeholders. Be careful that they are not taking the role from you. So they might want to lead and take that role. You know, they might want to, so they might want to take that role. So I have this close experience in such that so you know, there's saying that I heard that they were saying this my marketing manager telling me that I don't understand why they got you. We've been here before they reach out to you. I don't know why. I don't know what they are saying in you that we cannot deliver this product. What is, you know, I told you that I came in as a marketing, but actually what they needed is a product manager. And they noticed that those that are on ground really can deliver that. So the lady, she just wanted to frustrate me, you know, and she was just saying that I don't know. So at the time she wants to take that leadership, and I remember my CEO calling me that, Sheung, it is you that I employed. I didn't employ this person. So she's requesting for some details from him, and it shouldn't be her requesting it. Please take your proper position or take your place, you know. So my CEO just come and said, so be careful why they are supporting. They are not taking the lead, because you are the lead on that product. So make sure that while they are asking some question, or maybe they are throwing that, oh, this feature, just tell them that, oh, we have a feature list, you know, open it to them, say, just add it to it. We will look into it and we'll discuss it. That you remember that the decision on a product or on a feature development is a joint decision, and it must be approved. So once you put that to such person, they won't be able to control or lead or take that leadership, that product leadership role from you. Yeah, I think my time is up. Blessing. Blessing. Blessing, are you still here?
Yes,
Okay, sorry. So I can continue on and on like that, but in conclusion, I just want you to be sensitive, to know the level of interest and how to influence them, and also understand personality. When you meet with this negative reaction, just be bold. You don't need to just be bold. When somebody is resisting you, it is not because you don't have problem. They have problem. Don't let them know they have problem. Just respond in a positive way and use other tactics to relate with them. The goal is that they must be able to work with you to deliver the projects. Thank you. I welcome.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much. That makes sense. And yes, just like what I'm seeing on my screen, question and answer. So, guys, if you have questions for Oluwaseun, she has said a whole lot in the space of an hour. And trust me, it's been an insightful session. I've gotten to learn about, people, personality, and it's just awesome how these things work together in stakeholder management. Like, wow. At some point, I was like, what's going on here? And it really made sense. And yes, thank you very, 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 very much. And yes, you guys, are there questions? Let's have questions. Okay, we have one hand up. That's from Joseph Waribugu. Right. Joseph, is your hand up to ask a question or it was a mistake?
Okay, hi, yeah, good evening. Hi, everyone. And it's such a privilege to be in this room and attending this session at this time. Trust me, the facilitator did a very wonderful job, and I am so happy. I have not had any experience as a product manager. I think, like other people, I am a newbie. I am only finding my footing, and I'm happy to take opportunities to see this bliss, abundance, and drama all in a single workplace, right? But now my question is, how do you manage conflict? Like the first time you mentioned that is I'm not going to say stakeholders conflict, or the last scenario you gave about when someone was really trying to frustrate you and your director had to call you and say, oh, I employed you for this purpose, not this person. So I know this could bring a kind of work friction. And what if this person is someone that you really need in your own workflow processes, and they need, like, you need their input, you need their presence, but just for this single fact that they do not want to see you succeed, or maybe they just want to pose as a rock, it might affect your own delivery and how the product survives or how the product is eventually launched or wherever stage the product is. How do you manage such kind of conflicts? Right. I'm speaking from experience. I'm not a product manager, but I know this work ethics and this stakeholder management in my own field where I currently work. So I'd love to know, how do you manage such conflict? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I didn't get your name. Joseph.
Yes, please. Joseph is my name.
Okay, Joseph, thank you. Thank you very much for that that insightful question. To be honest, you can't work with people without conflicts. And over time, through research and through personal experience, I noticed that team they moved from one, how will I call it, we call it stages of developing team, or stages of developing human resource. So we have the first stage, we have forming. So when you guys are coming in, when you are coming in, they are new to you, you are new to them, so you're forming. So why you're just new, trying to just catch up on a neutral level, you guys are forming. So when you guys get to work, there's what we call storming stage. Storming stage is bound to happen. It's bound to happen. So that is where there's friction. There might be confrontation. I've experienced developer running me when somebody will run you down and tell you that, what do you even know? You understand? I'm telling you, developer, I'll tell you that do you know what is, when someone tells you that, do you know what it means to code? That, do you think coding is copy and paste? When a lot of, some will even attack your personality. That's the different thing. Some will start having issues with themselves, and they will tell you that the back end and front end, they need to work together. And once back end and front end are having clashes, they are not agreeing, or a designer is not agreeing with a front end guy. So it is bound to happen. So what you do is that when you are managing conflicts, if it is myself and a team member, fine, is cool. Would there be confrontation? There have been confrontations several times. I'm not going to tell you that I'm a cool-headed person, but before there is a confrontation, I would have given you opportunity. So take for an instance, I'll paint a very clear scenario. I got on a product, and this product, they've been on this product for March to August. They've been on this product for 5 months. Yet they've not been able to successfully develop one feature. Talking about, I think I met them that they've done the onboarding, but the subsequent feature, the dashboard was nothing to write home about. And yet these guys are on salary for 5 months. And okay, so the first week I joined, it's new. So I'm trying okay, so where are we? You understand? Where are we? There's this particular lady. She was just saying that, oh, I was not carried that long. Oh, I'm just changing from this to this, and I'm on the documentation. And in fact, she was arguing with the CTO on that first week. Okay, so the next week, they still, I don't want to call name. Let me use the name of the person. Sheun, where are you on this feature? Said, oh, I'm still understudying the documentation. 3rd week, 4th week, you are still understudying. So will you tell me not to? And I have 3 months probation, to move the product from point A to point B. I have to say, madam, I don't understand. And when she won't show up in meeting, and when you tell her, she said, I'm on it. Okay, show me what you've done. It will tell you that, oh, what do you understand by backend? What do you want to, I had to change it for her. And to be honest, 6 weeks into the project, she resigned. She has been with them. She has been with them for 2-3 years. She resigned. The CTO / the co-founder felt bad. But for me, I said, is either 2 things. Is either she resigned and you guys will let me go. I'll be fine. But for you wasting resources, you're getting salary only for her to confide in one of the developers that she's on another project, and those other project pays well, better than this, and she doesn't have time for this, that she had to resign. Okay, now 9 months, let me not even say 9 months, let me say 6 months or 7 months down the lane, you guys be doing her. So we had to do fresh recruitment. The same co-founder and the CTO that is feeling bad that this lady left, the guy is a German guy. I know coding is not easy. I know coding is not easy, but I decided to be a product manager, and I didn't go for coding. So you don't need to tell me to change my career path just because coding is, you chose coding, you'll have gone for product management now. So I'm delivering my product and my value, you to deliver your value. So 6 months, 7 months down the lane, the German guy chatted me that, Sheun, thank you for being strict. That he just noticed that some sets left, and the set that came in took up the product. See, we are launching the products now. We are launching in this new week. We are going into the market. Just imagine. And I was told that they've done a product like that 2 years up till now. The product is still in the shelf. So you need to apply where you need to apply to be read. That's why I said emotional intelligence. Where you need to be read, be red, because by the time you're packing them, you're managing them, and you notice that productivity is not forthcoming, then please apply red. As much as you're applying red, manage relationship. I'll still chat her up. If I say our status now, hello, I'm just checking on you. How are you? You are fine. That's it. I don't know if I answered your question. So manage them. Joseph, did I
Yes. Thank you so very much. I think there's someone wanting to ask you, but I have one more question, please. Maybe I'll go after that person. Thank you.
Yeah, you're going to definitely go after that person. Right. The next person is Ifeyiwa Okolu. Ifeyiwa, please unmute yourself and let's have your question. Ifeyiwa, is your hand up or it was a mistake?
If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Okay, let's have Oluwaseun Agboola. Oluwaseun Agboola. Let's have you.
All right, thank you very much for the question. I've really learned a lot. I have two questions, and the first question is, how do you handle a team member? You talked about being red. Who is a red? And it looked like the person just likes to be visible. Like, I just want to take the power. I want to take the authority. I want to talk. You have your role. Let me also do my role. Or you want to do your role and my role together. Do I just step back and watch? Or I don't know, or do I struggle for the power, or I just give you the power? I don't know. How do I handle that? The second question is, what if I have a team member who likes to take all the responsibility, and maybe probably the my leader also doesn't know how to share responsibility. He sees, okay, this person is responsible, let me just give the person the whole task. And then then you feel redundant, you feel looks as if my place is not here. So how do you manage those two situations? Could it be emotions? Like, how do you just ensure that you're standing well? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So there's this I think you guys can read about it. There's this 4 quadrants of personality. So we have the doer, we have the Dix. It's called Dix. You can research about it. We have the doer, the doer. So let me just, I think I will get it now. Dix personality, DIC personality. So it has to do with temperament. Yeah, so we have the dominant. Yes, we have the dominant. It's also called the doer. Permit me to share my screen. Let me just, so that we can just learn from here. Sorry, Blessing. I hope I'm not I hope I'm not taking so much.
Just take your time. Just take your time. We're trying to explain. Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can use. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Let me use this. I think this is fine. Okay. So we have the dominant person, the influence, then we have the conscientiousness, and we have the steady. So when you talk about dominant, so the person is result oriented, is determined, is direct. Very when you say direct, it doesn't, such personality doesn't mince word. Most times this D high falls into extroverts. When you talk about extroverts. So in emotional intelligence color, based on certain research, we call the doer red, we call the influence yellow. They are both extroverts. So when you talk about extroverts, in extroverts we have the choleric and we have the sanguine. Choleric and sanguine, they are the extroverts. The introverts, we have the phlegmatic and the melancholy. Do you get? So now, to Anu's question, once you notice that this person is a red person, they are dominant. Once they come in, they want to dominate everywhere, even if it is not in their sphere of influence. They want to prove themselves. You understand? What you do for such person, you don't confront. You don't need to confront, just allow them. It's So most times dominants are time bound. They just want to show that they are here. You understand? So once they want to show they are here, let them show. Just let them show. And if influenced, when you talk about influence, so they are enthusiastic, they are outgoing, and they are persuasive. So that's the sanguines, guys. So you see them very friendly, So the conscientiousness, they are very cool. You understand? They are very analytical, precise, analytical, and detailed. To convince a conscientious person, you need to come with facts, data. You understand? Because by the time they look down and they look up to you, they will come up with one question that will throw you off your feet. Don't prove to them that you know. You just say, oh, really? Oh, really? I'm not aware of this. Can you tell me more? But if you are saying that, where did you get your facts? They will drag you. That's for concern. For thoughtful, supportive, and patient, those guys, they have idea in their tummy, but they will not talk. So when you notice on your team someone, a particular person, he doesn't talk, you need to find a time to now say, oh, Paul, so what is your take? By the time they open their mouth, you'll be shocked at what they are saying. So in managing stakeholders, you need to place this guy in this personality order, so that you know how to manage them. So the second answer to your second question, the first answer is that when you see a red person, don't confront. Let them have their time. If it's going to be for 3 months, just what you do is just that once he's shaking everywhere, try to reach out and say, oh, how are you? Is there anything I can help you with? Do that. If there's a person in your team that your boss is giving a particular task, is loading with tasks, relate with such person. You don't need to tell your boss that you can do it. Relate with such person and say, can I help you? You understand? Can I help you? Once you're done, with that, and maybe during presentation, if the person wants you to take the glory, you will mention your name. If the person doesn't want you to take the glory, the person will talk. Fine. It's just a matter of time. By the time they call him to come and defend it again, he will have to mention your name. So in such situation, just be patient. It's a matter of time, but don't confront, and there's no need of arguing. Are we still here?
Okay. Yes, we're still here. Yeah. Thank you very much for that one. And I hope that you have answered Anoluwa's question. Right. We have Ifeanyiwa. Ifeanyiwa says that microphone. She
Thank
says
you,
that.
Blessing. Good evening, everyone.
Yes, Ifeanyiwa, please go ahead.
All right, thank you so much. And thank you, Oluwaseun. Man, this session has actually been very, very interesting. Like when you were saying your time is gone, I'm like, when did she start? Like, it feels like you should just go on and on because it's been very interactive. Thank you.
Very good.
You're welcome.
Okay. So my question is, I think I joined them halfway or so. I don't know if you mentioned it anywhere. My question is, when you actually said you bumped into product management, by mistake also. So I'm really curious, how were you able to actually navigate that very transition time? I mean, from when you joined, because all the sessions, or maybe most of the sessions, I've been attending here, has really been like quite technical, but this today's zone just seemed to really be really very plain for some of us, that are looking, okay, to take up this role as product managers or owners or whichever one the case may be. But you really made it so plain. It wasn't so technical. So I really just want to know, how were you able to, all those terms are usually even on the platform. Okay, you hear people talking about PRD and some of those other terms. How were you able to, learn all those things? Those terms that seems associated with product management. How did you cope? Like, I just want to know, because it really will help. Thank
All
you.
right. All right. So thank you for that question. So what I did, I came in accidentally. So that's what that's what I usually say, because I didn't plan for it. So, but I came in. So coming in, because I have this mentality that whatever is, nothing dies in my hand. So I really don't want to fail with that role. I really don't want to fail with that role. So the first month, I was not getting along, with the terms, you actually testify to the terms. So what I did was that I have 3 months, I was on 3 month probation. So what I did is I started asking questions. I started researching. I remember then I researched on a training to take, certification to take. So I was in between. So, and I had to reach out. I had to reach out to one of my distance mentor on LinkedIn. We only met once, and so I had to describe that this is what I got a job. This is what I'm doing, and the guy just said, "What you need a product management training." And funny enough, Utiva, I schooled in Utiva. So Utiva had been training, I've been going and sending me ads. But it's just like I'm in their products community. You understand? I've attended several master class from Utiva. But yet, everything seems strange. So I was not very sure that should I transit to this? What's it going to come about it? What's going to be the end result? But immediately the guy just told me that product management training for you to succeed in this role. And that was like I think that was like 7th week. And yet I was still feeling like I'm lost in this role. In fact, I remember the course was starting. Today is Saturday. I just remember now that, okay, on a Friday. So the last payment was on a Friday. The class will be starting the next day. That night, as I did, I don't have a dime in my account. I started calling people. I had to get the first payment. Yes, I had to get the first payment, so that I can be part of the class. So what I did that saved me was to register for a product management training in a school, in a product school, immediately. And to be honest, I attended the class for Saturday. Then we were doing 4 hours, Saturday, Sunday, 8 hours. By the time I was done with that 8 hours, I rolled out an email to my boss stating, because I did, stating the issue on the product, things that need to be done, things that I need, this that is lacking, this is what we need to do. I gave case study on the email. I tell you, that was the turnaround for me. All those ladies that were dragging those sales and marketing, because I all the times I got in the product school that Saturday and Sunday, I used it for my boss immediately, and I copy all those girls, sorry, all those my managers, immediately like this. The next day like this, that they were greeting me in the office, or more, the tone changed. They were like, how did you get that? I did not even answer them. I didn't even tell them I'm doing any training. That's the funny thing. And do you know that same experience, even after resigning, I was still with my boss 2 days ago. He came in from London. He said he must see me. After more than 2 years, we are still together. If you understand. So that's, you need that training. That's just what I'll tell you. You need that training to get along with those terms. And as you're in the training, it's going to be, I think Enoverlab is 10 weeks. After 10 weeks, you're going for another 6 weeks internship. So with that 6 weeks internship, you can't come out of that and you not know the technical terms. It's not possible. So that's just it. That's just the magic for me. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that one. I believe that if anyone heard you clearly, right? We will not be able to take other questions because I was thinking that we would take Joseph question by before 7:25, right? But we have spent a lot of time today, and it's not just that we spent a lot of time doing nothing